So don't try to enter turn 8 really hard, because we all know the faster you go, the more brakes you have to use, right? So therefore your front end is going to be collapsed more, and your front end doesn't soak up the bumps as much when it's lower in the stroke, okay? So you're coming into here, if you go into here really fast, you're going to have to brake really hard, you're going to hit all these bumps, okay? You got a question?
What do you use as a reference point to start braking when you're coming up that hill into that blind turn? When do you start?
There's not really too much reference points there. It's more or less a feel thing, because it doesn't have any brake markers. Basically, there's usually a cone out here that you can kind of use to kind of drive out to, and then you'll see that it's a blind corner. It drops off. You can't see where you're going, right? So, but luckily this is one of those corners where I say you're not going to go into it braking really deep. So control your speed early, right, before you come over the hill. That way you got it slowed already. You can kind of negotiate the corner without having to brake too much. But that's about all I can tell you on it. There's just not any reference points there. I have plenty of reference points there because I've been running this particular track for the last 12 years. All right, so anyways, level turn 8. I wish I had more information for you on a good reference point and stuff like that, but it's more or less just a feel thing. The good thing about turn 8 is it doesn't matter if you turn in too soon, okay? I mean, I've run it. I've tried every line through here possible, and I've drove up the inside of this. Actually, the lap I set the track record here back 2 years ago. I ran the inside all the way up this corner, trying to miss some of these bumps, and then I got my speed control and come out like this. The one thing to remember, though, as you do come through 8, is whatever you do, you want to make sure you can get back in here, okay? Roughly between like halfway and here. So halfway from the middle of the track back over to here. Does that make sense to everybody? Because I almost confused myself a little. All right. So you want to get back over to here, because if you come through here and you drive over to here like this, it's going to make it to where you end up right here. Okay? Because you're going to have a hard time controlling your speed. You're going to get there too soon. Right? Right. So we basically, that was nice. We're going to get over here, and then get the thing driving across like that. Make sense to everybody? Okay. It used to be really super critical there because there used to be a guardrail right there, and it wasn't so pretty to hit, right? I never crashed in that corner until they moved that guardrail. Why is that?
Because you were being safe.
The guardrail always made me go slow through there. The one time it wasn't there, right, I don't have the oh crap factor of I don't want to hit that guardrail, so I picked up the speed through there and crashed. All right, so we're driving down across here, right? A lot of people want to set up wide for this corner like that and then come back across like that. Doesn't work like that. Why? Because this corner here is a giveaway corner. Basically, just get down to the bottom of the corner and cruise around here until you can get set up for turn 11 and drive out 11. These guys that do this, right? If this was a straightaway right here, this would be a great line. This big wide line driving out like that. But you're not doing that. That's not what's going on. Okay? You're basically trying to use this corner set up for 11. And by doing this, this guy here is just going to come right up the inside of you all day long. Okay? He's got a much shorter line. He's also, if you look at this, he's got a pretty straight line right there for max brake pressure, right? He doesn't even have to give much brake pressure at all. He can pretty much max brake all the way down to there. Okay? Well, you're kind of feeding off max brake here because you're for starters, you're out here at the edge of the track. You got to control your speed faster because you have less room for error. Okay? As this guy, if he ran in a little deep, he's just going to drift up a little bit. He's got plenty of room to correct it and come back around. The most important factor, though, in this corner, where a lot of people crash here, is that they run over here to this side and then they tighten up the radius of 11, and they know that right outside of 11 is this little straightaway that they're going to grab a couple gears on. So even though they tighten up the radius of it, they're still going to go with the throttle, and that's when they high side. This is the most high-sided in corner that I've seen in my entire life. More people crash there than anywhere I've ever been to, except maybe the International Horseshoe at Daytona. But so basically, when you come through 10, you want to be right here. Okay? Give up this whole corner just to make sure you're right there. Then you can get the thing turned. You basically can start throttle right here and make a straight line through turn 11. Any questions about that?
Yeah, cut that off and do one clean line.
Oh, okay.
It's a bunch of, there you go.
Oh, yeah. These were good for something.
Yeah, it looks like junk, man. You gotta hold that burner over.
It'll wash it off, it's water soluble.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
You can autograph that afterwards.
Yeah. So we're hugging the curb here. You can drift up in the middle here. If you come in a little fast or whatever, it's okay to drift up. But there's a seam here. Don't go over that seam, right? So basically kind of down it just a touch, or stay on the bottom, whatever. But just make sure that right here, at the end of this curbing, you're within a couple feet of that curbing, okay? Then you can flick back, make the straightest line as possible out of here, drive through like that. Is that good? Got it? All right. The people that have a problem, it's the ones that come through here and they want to pick up the throttle too soon, and then they drive out to here like that. Then you totally screwed up 11. All right? You always want to build backwards, like I said, with the line building. Okay? So you're going to build this corner for turn 11's exit. Make sense? Okay? All right. 12's pretty simple. Basically, just start wide, down to the curbing, and drive out like that. Okay? 13, 14, 15 combo, super important. What's the most important corner in that combo?
13, 14, 15, 14.
Okay, let's have a show of hands here. Who says 13? All right, who says 14? Who says 15? All right, why is 13 most important? What?
You got to set up for the 3 combos so you can drive out 15 in straight.
Okay,
If you blow 13, you blow 14 and 15.
very true. I'll tell you though, 15 is the most important combo corner on that combo, okay? Reason being is because the drive out of 15 means mile per hour down here, okay? 13 is a building corner though, and 13 is super important. It's really important to control your speed through here, but you're basically, 13 and 14 are only building you for the most important corner, 15, okay? So you can drive out of here and get the best drive possible. But like you said, if you screw up 13, you're going to be over here, and your speed down here is going to be really slow, okay? So, that being said, 13 is not overly important to be out here setting up for nothing like that. You can kind of run it in a little bit tighter, as long as, have you guys seen that tar patch right here? There's a square tar patch. Not just barely clip your tires over it. If you do that, you're set. Right? So clip your tires over that, bring them down to the curbing at 14, hold it just a beat, and come back to 15. I like to hold 15 tight most of the way through and then let it drive onto the banking at a real low arc, okay? Some people I see, they'll kind of rush this and they come out and they're like, and driving up that banking like that, right? Well, they opened up their radius a little bit, but they also weren't able to go to full throttle because there's a bunch of bumps out here. The track drops off just a touch, the wider you get, and the cars, they exit on this line and they come in on this line because they run the track both directions, and it's polished, right? So you'll spin the tire up. Like when I like to show off to the camera guy, I'll come out here on purpose just because I know I got less traction, I'll just white smoke the tire out of there. So that's not the fast line, okay? Fast line is coming out here tight where the cars haven't wore down the track, the asphalt's still really abrasive and grippy, right? So you can drive real hard. Plus, think about this. The wider you go out of this corner, another little top secret thing only allowed in this class, right? The wider you go out of the corner, the more the banking is steep, right? So you're coming from a flat area to the banking, right? How many people have come out of there and hit that banking? It's just like a jerk. You just hit, it's like hitting a wall, right? Imagine what that does to your RPMs, right? If you come out of here and you stay on the smooth area, you can gradually build onto the banking, right? It doesn't alter your RPMs any. It just continues to build speed the whole way, right?
So you always want to follow the yellow line, right?
Huh?
You always want to follow that yellow line.
Yep. Right along the yellow line is pretty good. But just remember, don't run with the yellow line because it can be slick. Okay, either stay on the inside or the outside of it.